I'm gaming. Welcome back to Video Game Vibes. I am your boy, Super Potion or Grog from Grog Games. Yes,
I am also gaming. Yes.
my excellent friend Jax is here. Jax, say hello to the pod.
How are we doing, everyone? Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear the lovely sound of my throat?
I can.
So yeah, we come back from what we'd say like a week off. So we missed 1 week. So sorry about that. I'm sure everyone is so sad, but here we are. Back again.
We're back. You missed us. I know you did.
We're back at it.
Necessary though for health purposes on both our ends, mostly me, but also yours. So yeah, it was good. It was necessary, but we're glad to be back.
I mean, like, so I was just saying to you, my dude. So for me, like, my baby was really ill, so that was a whole thing. Didn't get any sleep. I think over the course of like something like 5 or 6 nights, I must have got like 5 hours sleep, and now my leg's cramping. Ow! Oh, live recording, leg cramping. See, I'm like literally like you hit 30 and just everything falls apart. Like my legs just cramping like at the beginning of this freaking podcast episode. Anyway, but the sort of more serious thing that it led to, and I'm always fine talking about sort of like my health stuff and that, is that so for those of you that don't know, I'm epileptic, and unfortunately due to like, I think it was like a build up of sleep and me like forgetting my medication, which is like bad on my part. But you know, sometimes you know you just forget, because I've been taking the same medication for like 10-12 years. So you know, and I had an epileptic seizure.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, so they're not fun. And so yeah, ended up in hospital for about 5 hours.
What?
Yeah, I know. Well, like my wife called the paramedic. It's always sort of the same thing, because I haven't had, the thing about the seizures is I haven't had one in like 10 years. So the medication's obviously been doing its job and stuff, so it's all good. But the practical and sort of life ramifications for this are actually quite significant. So what I mean by that, on like a day-to-day thing, is that I'm now not allowed to drive for a year, because I have to be clear of seizures for a year. So I now can't drive, which puts a lot of pressure on my wife. Obviously, we have a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
So that was a whole thing that happened.
Oh my! I'm so sorry, dude. What the heck?
Don't like,
I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
You know, it was obviously partly my fault, and partly just like the situation not feeling great anyway, and like it's like always like a culmination of factors that end up leading up to that. But for the most part, it's like obviously not taking my medication when I should have been. Yeah,
and added stress with being sick,
you know, all that stuff.
Not getting sleep. Yeah, jeez.
But
oh my gosh.
So yeah, but I say, like, I'm always open to talking about stuff like that, because it's like a part of me. Unfortunately, it had sort of been like gone into the background for like 10 years or whatever, and here it is rearing its ugly head. But yeah, so that was what was going on with me for like during this brief period that we had off. But yeah, so luckily though, my son is starting to sleep well again. Like, he's had a cough and his nose is all blocked up, so he hasn't been able to sleep. So he's been trying to sleep, but he can't, because he's either coughing himself awake or stuff. So slowly he's getting there, which is really good. And you know, everyone in the household is slowly on the mend.
Slowly on the mend, bro. I gotta start saying that. You guys have the best phrases. Like, gotta use the word "mend" more often. I'm glad you're better though. That's scary though. That's scary, and that was something that I didn't know about you. So I'm very glad that you're feeling better, and you know, that you had to go to the hospital is just a scary thing.
I mean, Not to get political, but the scariest thing about going to a hospital in the UK is the waiting times. Am I right? Sitting there for 5 hours, just not doing anything, and then you get seen, and then I just went, and that was it, basically. So yeah,
I don't think that's very political. I think everyone can agree with
okay,
that.
cool. Okay, so it's not. Is it not just the UK that's just, I feel like everywhere's falling apart. This is kind of a heavy intro, so apologies.
Hey.
We're here to talk video games, and I think this is going to be quite an anime heavy vibe in our episode.
Yeah, I mean, we have other stuff, but there's some anime stuff we have to talk about as well. I know. Well, let's just because we're still in the intro, we might as well move to our next intro part, which is our anime intro stuff. Jax, you wanted to talk to me about Jujutsu Kaisen, which I am caught up on. I feel like you have some strongly some strong words for us about this. You have a good opinion or bad opinion?
Good to start with. I'm very much in the camp of Jujutsu Kaisen. Good,
Okay, yeah.
But
and you are caught up though, right?
I have watched up until like the latest dub, which I think is it's one episode behind. I think it's episode 23 of season 2. I want to say
the Shibuya arc, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gojo has just entered the scene. So that's kind of where I'm at. But no, there's just one thing and it was mainly came from watching season 1 that I was just that I don't think a lot of other anime managed to do to me, and as someone who watches, I say, a decent amount of anime. I don't watch loads. I don't watch it. It's not the only thing I watch, if you get what I mean. Like, I don't just solely watch anime or whatever. But I think what this does, and I don't know many other anime that do, is because anime is so tropey and so like there's so much of the same stuff in different anime, same like characters, like the same sort of tropes, the similar sort of stuff. So all that. And going into another anime, and then seeing it, and what Jujutsu Kaisen does, I think very well, is that it subverts expectation. So it kind of looks like it's leaning into an obvious trope or an obvious formula that you would see in another anime, and then it does something different, and it kind of makes me sit back. Or, it's also one of the few anime that actually made me laugh out loud. Like, very few anime genuinely make me laugh. And this actually does it. I think the humor in it's like actually really clever.
It does have some good balancing for comedic stuff that goes on. Like, was it the backstory with Gojo, where like he walked in that classroom when he was guarding the girl, and like all the teacher and all the girls like were like, "Is that your boyfriend, Gojo?" And then he just like flexed for a little bit. And he's like, "Who, me? I'm so pretty." That was hilarious.
They pick the right moments to do it, and it doesn't feel like forced or silly.
Oh, for sure.
But it was the fight in season 1 with Todo and Itadori versus Hanami.
I think
plant.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So Todo went in there like doing like that clapping, like spoilers. He went in doing like that clapping ability, but he went in telling them exactly how it works and stuff, and I was like, this is what you see on every one of these, where it's like they're gonna tell them exactly how it works, and then the enemy is gonna work out a strategy to counteract that, and then they're gonna act as if they're surprised when they've worked out how to sort out their attack. But what Todo actually did was lie about his ability and how it worked, and how like he just claps. It's like, just because I clap doesn't mean that I even do it. I just thought it was really clever, and I thought that whole fight was really well done, and it just made me sit back and it kept me surprised. And I think very few anime actually do that, especially in like almost like scene by scene. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That is one of the few animes that I don't necessarily know what's going to happen. I don't want to bring Demon Slayer up again, but for Demon Slayer, like I'm like, okay, they're the bad guys. They're gonna split up. They're gonna kill the bad guys.
That's probably a good comparison. Like honestly, Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. That's probably a good comparison for like something that you expect. Can I just say, by the way, spoilers for Demon Slayer. You said that you guessed what was going to happen at the end of Demon Slayer. Was that with Nezuko? Because
Yeah.
I'll admit, in fairness, I did not predict that she was going to be all right.
Okay, well, I didn't. Okay, for the record, if anyone was not aware, spoilers for Demon Slayer at this point. Spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen. If you're not caught up, skip the next
I
5
said
minutes
that,
minimum.
Yeah.
So at the end of the Sword Smith arc, or what, Sword Village arc, I don't care, whatever. It's that arc. Nezuko is getting hit by sunlight because she can't help it because she's in a predicament where she can't move and get to safety. Blah blah blah. As soon as like I realized that was gonna happen because they built it up for their, they do the whole time slow thing where like one scene is like 30 seconds, but it lasts way longer than that because they have to like make sure that's all the beautiful shots and whatever.
Yeah.
Like as soon as like I knew that they were going to get to that point, I was like, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna pull out some BS power or something, and then it turns out, oh, Nezuko's special. She can't be affected by sunlight. It's like, oh my gosh, she's the first demon that can be out during the day, and it's like, okay, that's the cheesiest like thing they could have possibly done there.
See,
Why?
I was expecting like, is it Mitsuri or someone to just to come in with like a comedic box and drop it on her. That's literally all I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything dramatic.
See, that would have been funny. I don't know. And Demon Slayer's like, I don't care about the characters. I don't. I watch it for the animation. Like, for example, in the Swordsmith arc, one of the bad guys, the weird like octopus tentacle gross looking guy who had like hands for his eyes or whatever, that guy was attacking the one blacksmith who was sharpening the sword. They tried to make that moment be like a pinnacle story moment, like, oh my gosh, I should care so much for this character or for what's going on. But I don't have any buildup. I don't care who this is. We saw this guy like one time. He's the guy that yells at Tanjiro for breaking swords. Like, I don't care. There's no investment. So like when that happens, it's like I'm just like, okay, so I'm watching this and I'm expecting something else. And it doesn't make. And Jujutsu Kaisen, I have more love for each individual character than I do for any characters in Demon Slayer.
Oh, actually, can I just say real quick about Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
I've never seen, as far as I can think of, a shonen anime where the main character is like the least main character.
In Jujutsu Kaisen? Oh, yeah. You mean because it just doesn't focus on him at all?
It's all about Gojo.
Oh, I don't care about Itadori or whatever, like Yuji. I don't care about him. Like, I like him. I don't dislike him. But I don't think he's the main character. And honestly, I don't think he's, like, special enough. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen came out with a movie, which was a little bit ago. And the movie, it has some of the same characters. Like, it's got, like, the group with the panda and the guy that, like, can't talk and he says, like, sushi stuff. And then, what's her name? The girl that doesn't have curse ability sight. So they're in it, and Gojo's in it.
Okay.
But the main character is someone else. And, like, a new character. And that character was supposedly supposed to be the main character for Jujutsu Kaisen instead of Yuji. And he's still sort of gonna be, like, the second main character. Like, he's going to come into the series. It wasn't, like, a non-canon movie. It was canon. So it'll be interesting to see how they tie that in. Because honestly, after seeing that character that's in the movie, I want him to be the main character over Yuji.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, I don't hate Yuji. I think he's cool. I think there's some things about him that are very stereotypical in regards to other anime. Like he's loud, he's strong. He's a little Naruto-ish, but I feel like maybe in regards to some of the comedic aspects of the anime, he comes off as a better character with more of a personality. So I don't mind it too much, I guess. But I don't know. This other character is just so interesting, Jax. Like I don't want to ruin anything because I want you to watch the movie.
I was going to say I'm gonna have to watch that.
That's the best transition from anime talk is to
to
get
more
anime talk.
Yeah.
but this time it makes sense because it's video game related. For those of you that don't know, Netflix is coming out with new video game anime adaptations, which is my first thought when I saw this, really good news, because we were afraid for a while that Netflix was going to cancel a bunch of animated shows, because they have done that in the past. However, I don't know if, recently they just had another look at it and realized numbers, or they realized some of their animated movies did well.
Like, there's two main reasons why hit me. One of them is Arcane, but the other one is Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And before we get into the ones that have been announced, I want to know if there was any video game you want adapted into an anime, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. I feel like we talked about this question before.
Potentially, yeah.
Any video game into an anime.
What would be a really good anime?
Into an anime? I almost want something that's like not supernatural-ish a little bit, just to see if like they can do it correctly, like something that doesn't involve superpowers almost. Because some of that can hit pretty hard. Like if they did it like Arcane, they have technology and they have a little bit of magic, but it's not like anime level superpowers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see them do something like.
Say it.
You're gonna. I was gonna say Far Cry, because
Okay.
I feel like if they made like a gritty version similar to, Cyberpunk Edgerunners in regards to Far Cry, I think it would do really well. And Far Cry doesn't take itself too seriously either. Like I don't know. Have you played any of the Far Cry games?
I haven't. No.
Okay, so it's always the same premise, which I think would work with their formula. But you end up being a character. There's no character customization. You are a set character. But you always get thrown into some kind of situation where you have to take down an enemy, and they have all this territory in this land and stuff. And you're like the sole guy that can stop it, and there's always like a rebellion that you team up with to beat that guy or whatever. It's very formulaic, but they're pretty good games. I'm actually playing through Far Cry 4 right now, which I didn't beat yet, so I'm pretty excited about it. But I feel like if they did a gritty version of that, it could be really good. We'll see though. I don't know, Jax. Do you have a better answer than that for what anime could be adapted?
I do feel like I have mentioned this before, to be fair, because I think I have the same answer I had before, and that is Metal Gear Solid, because not only does it have mechs, so it's already got mechs. It has a lot of supernatural and like some horror elements thrown into what is an espionage game. And I really feel like they could do like the original Metal Gear Solid as an anime. I think that would be there's loads of stories as well that they could go into if they really wanted to. So it definitely.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about it, but I remember that one time we were talking about. You were trying to tell me about like a sniper boss in the desert who's lived for like a long time for some reason, and you had to track him down. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's one of the best bosses I think I've ever played. You fight the old guy in the jungle who is basically dead, but he's alive. But he's being kept alive by the nature, which gives him enough vitality to run around the place,
Oh.
and you're having this long sniper battle with him. But if you if you if you leave originally, if you left the PS2 on for like and left the game on for like 18 hours straight or something like that,
Oh my god.
the old guy dies of old age. That's like one other way you could beat the boss, which is kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
There's loads of like weird things like that I think it would be so good in an anime. But yeah, but those aren't happening, but we know which ones are.
We do. Do you have the full list in front of you, Jax? I have a couple that I wrote down.
I only know
First,
I only know the two main ones that were announced, which were Devil
yeah.
May Cry and Tomb Raider.
Yes, so there is Devil May Cry, there is Tomb Raider, and there is the new Castlevania called Castlevania Nocturne with Richter Belmont from Super Smash Bros. Melee. No, I'm just kidding. He's from Castlevania, of course. But if you know the story of Castlevania, it's very good in regards to being formulaic for an anime. Every year this family has to have a new generation that has to attack and counteract Dracula, essentially. So it's an ongoing legacy story.
Okay.
Sort of like JoJo Adventures, not to tie it back into
I tried to watch it. Maybe need to give it another go.
The original, the Castlevania anime, you mean?
No, JoJo.
Or
sorry.
JoJo, yeah. JoJo. I haven't seen JoJo either,
Okay.
but I know of JoJo. Anyway.
I thought you were testing me.
No, I was not testing you. My bad. Anyway, yeah, so this one is Richter Belmont, which is pretty cool. I have yet to watch this, but I hear it's really good. Had really good ratings for the first season of Castlevania. I think it's got a similar vibe to what we've seen from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, where it is serious, but there are little glimpses of comedy. Like the characters make fun of each other and stuff in certain situations. But then there's also like crazy like action, and it's also very gory as well. I think it's near similar level of Edgerunners in regards to gore. So I haven't put myself in the situation to watch it yet because I feel like I have to be in the right mindset for that level of violence, just because I'm not used to it.
Okay.
But anyway, I've heard good things from it. I do plan on watching it, and the fact that we got a second season for it is amazing. So looking forward to that. Jax, have you played Devil May Cry? Because I know about Devil May Cry.
I have played Devil May Cry. I
You
have played
have.
Devil May Cry 1. Good. Devil May Cry 2. Not so good. Devil May Cry 3 did not play, but heard was good. 4 loved. 5 I'm currently playing it. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the year because it's on my list. But I'm currently really enjoying it. The thing about Devil May Cry, there's already an anime. Or an old...
Is there?
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure there is a Devil May Cry anime that currently exists.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty sure I watched some of it. Like, I'm not going crazy. So I guess that they're just doing another one.
I mean, if Netflix has the license for it, I don't see why not. I mean, it's a pretty popular series. It's been around for a long time. The first game was like on PS1 or 2. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, PS2.
It's
not PS.
The characters are so like edgy and wild, and
Yeah,
the creatures are so very anime. Dante himself, the main character, like it can be a lot of fun. And like I say, I'm pretty sure that there definitely is a Devil May Cry anime out there, either on Netflix or Crunchyroll. I'm like pretty sure it's.
I'll have to look for it. And if you guys know, let us know in the comments.
I'm pretty
or
sure.
Whatever.
The Tomb Raider one, however, the Legend of Lara Croft. Do you know who's voicing Lara Croft?
No.
Hayley Atwell. Good old
Hayley Atwell.
Captain Carter herself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can see that. That's not bad. Yeah, and we only got like a little bit of a teaser for that. It was like a quick 30-second animation.
It was like that for both of them. There was like, yeah.
For Devil May Cry and for that. Castlevania's out though right now currently. I think they're staggering their releases for all of them. But yeah, no, that's really good. Like, I mean, as you guys know, we've talked a bunch of times on the podcast in regards to representation of video games through the media that is either movies or TV shows or animation.
It's on the
Anime in
rise.
this sense.
It's on
The
rise.
rise.
And they
That's
confirmed
right.
they confirmed a while ago season 2 Arcane as well. Just don't know when. Yeah, just don't know when. I think that's happening.
I don't care about when it comes out. I think they can take their time. I'm waiting for a bunch of stuff right now. So if Arcane needs a few years to finalize to make season 2 good, don't mind. Don't care. I'll wait.
You know, we're not short of things, you know, to keep us entertained. Don't rush animators. Let them take their time.
Dude.
Do you know what I mean? Let them get on with it.
This is off topic, Jax.
Mm.
But I want to ask you, did you hear that Riot Games was doing a League of Legends MMO recently? Do you know anything about that? I heard about it, and I don't know if I don't know if they have like a lot of news about it yet, but they announced that it was happening for you, straight from Riot's site. I know you care not as much about this since you're not.
No, you go for it.
But I am. I at least like to look and know what MMOs are out there, even if I don't try all of them. Straight from Riot's site. No, you mean, guys, we're working on an MMORPG based in the League universe. We know MMOs take a lot of people to create, and we'll need a pretty big raid team if we want to bring Runeterra to life. I think they're just hiring for it right now. Yeah, it looks like they are having it in the works, but they have not really announced anything, no date for it or anything like that. But what do you think? Do you think they're just riding off the success of Arcane, or
no? I mean, the League of Legends itself is still a success now.
Not as big as it used to be, though, is it?
Yeah, but it's like esports success. They've got enough money they could make loads of other games with it, and considering the world is, I'm guessing, and the lore is big enough, an MMO kind of suits that kind of world, I would guess. I mean, League players, you know, let us know your thoughts, but I would guess as much. Because Arcane is just a story in the big universe of League of Legends.
I know. I guess my only thought about it is like, actually, I don't know. I'm gonna go in with zero expectations, because my first thought originally was, when I heard that they were making Arcane, was like, from what I knew from League of Legends, is I knew they had. I knew the game was popular, but I didn't think there was like a good enough story to draw an anime out of, and I was incorrect. Arcane was amazing. So maybe they can go ahead and continue to pull out a good story for an MMO. I mean, for some MMOs, that story can get lost in translation when trying to make it from a good story to an MMO, because some people don't care about stories for MMOs, and MMOs are not the best way to craft a story, is what I'm trying to say.
You're hitting exactly how I feel, because I was someone that loved Warcraft 3, and I brought it up before. I loved the story of that which was a real-time strategy game. The story, and it had amazing cinematics back when Blizzard were cool, before they became losers. And then, like, the ending of the Warcraft 3 expansion, where the bad guy wins, it was like, it just completely blew me away, and I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? And then it just becomes World of Warcraft, and the story, and I couldn't play that. Like, I couldn't get lost in this world where there's like 7 million other quests, and I just want to know the story. I want to find out what happens with the characters that were in the game I was playing. I wanted a Warcraft 4, but instead we got World of Warcraft, and I was hit by that, and that hurt. That hurt me. Yeah.
Jax, we got it twisted. What if we just want a World of Warcraft anime?
I mean, actually, a Warcraft anime would be kind of cool. Do you know what?
It would be pretty neat.
It did actually cross my mind when when we were talking about it, we're thinking about it. Warcraft was one of the ones that popped into my mind because they made a film that wasn't very good.
The live action film, you mean?
Yeah.
I did watch that.
It wasn't great.
It was not great. I had a good time watching it, though. I thought it was funny. They tried to make it too comedic, I think, was what it was.
I'm not even sure if it was that. It just didn't. I don't know. It's just one of those ones that just you could see it flopping early on. But like League and that, like it would make sense because there's so much lore and different like races and characters and stuff like that. What Warcraft could have a long like loads of different anime seasons, loads of different stories. You know, just like all these other shows. I do wish that Arthas, he was one of the main characters in Warcraft 3. The good guy turned bad. He did the Darth Vader for Anakin Skywalker. Yep. Like he did one of those, and it was just so well done. And then I have to look at these freaking World of Warcraft graphics to find out, like on a YouTube video, to find out how it all turned out. And I was just like, this is incredibly disappointing to see that this is how it went.
That's fair. That's
a personal gripe that I have to live with. If I could see Arthas' story in an anime, that would be really cool. Because that whole, if they did Warcraft 3 as an anime, that would be amazing. Anyway, we're just rambling at this point, guys. And
hey, no, this is a solid episode. I think this is probably one of the best ones. Yeah, 100%.
I'm definitely titling it Weeb Chat 2023. Like.
Should we move on away from anime to the other important thing that we need to talk about today?
Please.
Video game related, gang. Okay, so some big stuff hit the fan on Thursday, and it affected me a lot personally because I almost didn't go to the gym to make a video about this, which I ended up not doing. But basically, Epic Games, the company, the platform, they fired almost 900 people at their company. And it affected me personally because it seemed like a decent amount, from what I can tell, or like a core central part of the Mediatonic company, which is Fall Guys, which I play a lot on my channel. A decent core of the people that work there, which is not a ton either, because this wasn't any company that was bought by Epic Games, if you remember. A lot of them were just laid off, which, or at least enough that there was like a huge impact on the Mediatonic company on that day. I did a little rant about this. If you want to go check out a video that will be on my channel at this point in time, when you're listening to this, you can. But I also want to talk about it here. Basically, Epic, they laid off 16% of Epic employees, about 430 employees. They went in this whole field, like on their website. They did like a announcement, like article about it, about why this happened. And I tried to look through it to determine the core source of why they fired all these people. And it sounds like their budgeting was just the worst thing that they did at the company. I don't understand how it could come to this point in time. Jax and I were talking about it a tiny bit before the podcast started. There's an IGN article that I'm looking at currently right now, which says that Fortnite, of course, if for some reason you don't know, Epic owns Fortnite, the game Fortnite. In 2021, Fortnite was reported to have generated $9 billion in 2 years. So in 2021 and 2020, peak COVID times, they generated $9 billion $9 billion with a B, and had 400 million registered users at the time. How that just like that's mind-boggling amount of money, and it's more mind-boggling that this company that would generated that much revenue somehow 2 years after that had to fire 16% of their staff. It doesn't make any sense. It seems like it was just incredibly poor budgeting and planning on their part in regards to how much money they were spending on collaborations with Fortnite or how many people they were hiring or something like that. They do not give a clear answer in the article whatsoever. They also say a few things in regards to hold on, let me find it here. We're divesting Bandcamp and spinning off most of Super Awesome. Did you know they own Bandcamp?
I did not know that.
Apparently, I didn't either. Apparently, they do. But they go on to say everything is going to be more stable now, and they shouldn't have to fire anyone. But how are you? Oh, for one,
they shouldn't have to fire anyone
BS
after firing everyone. Love that.
Yeah. And that's just BS corporate talk. And like, for one, I'm in the corporate world. I've been there since I graduated from college, so I understand to an extent. But also no, because I know 100%. There was a group of people in that company that tried to warn someone about this budgeting issue, and I'm sure the higher ups just did not listen to them in regards to it. And I don't understand how this could have happened. And basically, it could affect their flagship games, Fall Guys being one of them. Because they have 3 flagship games. They have Fortnite, they have Rocket League, and they have Fall Guys. And it sounds like after this, yeah, they own Rocket League.
Dang.
Did you not know that? I thought we discussed this during an episode.
Firstly, I had not thought about your point about the Fortnite collaborations, because they went nuts with the Fortnite collabs, like the anime, the Marvel. They just kept going one after the other every single season. It was literally ridiculous. They probably spent so much money to get those licenses. Like, it was bonkers. But like a lot of other companies that make literally like stupid money, like they're estimated to earn 4.4 billion this year. Like, billion.
That's what they're gonna make this year.
That's its estimation. So in their eyes, all they see is that it's not as high as the previous year. Hence, it's bad. It's like, do you not sit there and just think 4.4 billion? Actually, that's a lot of freaking money. Like, and you're just laying off 16% of your work. Like, and obviously, like, developers and the rest of the games industry been literally kicking off. But the thing is, right, they do not care. These companies, just like loads of other video game companies, it's not just the video game industry, but so many others, but they don't care about tweets or videos or 2 guys on a podcast talking about this. None of that matters to them. What matters is the bottom line. And there's a lot of people on Twitter that would end up saying you have to talk with your wallet. You have to basically not buy. But en masse, people don't do that.
Yeah, like, it's impossible.
This is what I mean. It's like there's so few ways to actually like stand up and show them this is wrong. All you get is this. But what's going to happen is there's if this generation of kids don't play Fortnite for this reason, then there's just another generation waiting that are going to pick it up and going to play it anyway. Like, it doesn't. That's just like a generic example. Lots of people play all the games, but you get my point. It won't, unfortunately, and it's terrible to say this, it won't make a difference. And I think that's sort of the really sad part of this. And you've got all of these developers, animators, all these people who've lost their jobs. And the games industry is really competitive. Like, really, really competitive. A lot of people going out for the same job. So it's just, I really feel for them. And Epic Games, you suck. That's my 2 cents.
That's right. Hard stance on the pod here at Video Game Vibes. I don't understand. And also, like, okay, so literally I'm on their website looking at the article that they posted for this. They
don't
have,
deserve
like,
your clicks.
No, they don't. They have little like bold statements, and then they have bullet points underneath them in regards to like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So like they have like a statement saying like, "Will there be more layoffs?" And the bullet point is, "No, hard period." These changes financially stabilize the business. No, it doesn't. You don't know that. You made this What does it mean it stabilizes it? Prove it. What?
So all they're saying is if
we
they
don't believe you anymore.
So what if they earn 3 billion next year or even 5 billion and not the 9.8 that they earned while everyone was sitting at home during COVID? Are they saying that there's not going to be more layoffs? Not that makes any difference anyway, because they can say that, but then they can still do it anyway.
Right. This is not written in stone. This is just them making a thing. They change their mind all the time. This is just a marketing thing, marketing stunt to try and be like, "Hey, we're okay." Also, I brought this up, and it went during my stream that I had this Thursday when this was happening, because the first 20 minutes of my stream for Fall Guys. Normally, I stream Fall Guys every Thursday, which is every Thursday. This is a normal occurrence. So since this happened on that specific day, I wanted to talk about it the first 20 minutes. So I looked at all these articles during that time so I could talk about it with my chat and everything. And it seemed like I made a joke. I jokingly titled the stream "Fall Guys is Dead."
As you do, clickbait. Yeah.
It was a little bit of clickbait.
Yeah,
I don't really.
We all do it. Don't worry. We all do it.
Yeah. Obviously the game is not dead. I think the game is okay for now. I think it would be incredibly stupid if they killed off Fall Guys, because Fall Guys, like I said, it's part of their top 3 Flagstaff games, their top 3 games for Epic Games: Fortnite, Rocket League, Fall Guys. It would be stupid if they didn't at least maintain that. A point that I made during stream is we don't know in regards to the game how it's going to proceed in the future for new content. And I'm afraid that it may eventually just stagnate or get worse in regards to monetary, I don't want to say predatory tactics, but monetary things that are incorporated in the game itself. It already has like a cash shop, which you need to buy battle passes, you need to buy extra skins and stuff like that. I made the point where I think they're going to probably make it where right now the battle pass, currently at this point in time, the battle pass, if you buy it with the points, like the showbucks is what it's called. If you can buy the battle pass with that and play it enough, you can get points in the battle pass to buy the next battle pass.
Right, yeah.
Which is a very good system. I don't know how hard coded that is in the contract that they signed with Epic Games. I don't know if that's like something that Mediatonic said, "Hey, we have to have this." So then like players can, if they play enough, they can continually enjoy the new content that comes out.
That's a reward. Like for it sounds really bad, and this is 2023 we're living in, but it's like you're being rewarded for playing the game, and your reward is you don't have to spend money to get the next battle pass, and that is the reward. This is 2023. Oh my god.
It's very bad to say, but all in all, it's a good system. That's what they have now. I'm afraid that Epic is going to overrule this and make it where you're short 100 showbucks, so you can't buy the next battle pass, and they're gonna make it so you have to actually spend real money to get a couple more showbucks just so you can buy that. Or they're gonna start doing gacha game tactics in their shop where you can buy a pack of showbucks, but it'll be like one short of the skin that you want or something like that. I'm afraid that it's gonna start being like that, because Fortnite is a little bit too in regards to like their skins and everything they come out with. Like, isn't like a Fortnite skin like super expensive now? Isn't it like how many Fortnite dollars? How many V-Bucks is it?
I don't know anymore, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just upping it all, and you know their excuses is that it's like inflation, everything's going up, so
No, it doesn't.
It's just greedy at the end of the day. You know.
And also like I don't know. I'm probably over analyzing, but they also came out with new content the day before this happened for Fall Guys. So I almost feel like they were softening the blow for firing the people the next day, being like, "Oh, it's not so bad, children. Look at these new toys. Ignore the firings that we had to do to Mediatonic." Maybe I'm reading into that too much, but like I said, I'm used to the greediness of corporations, so I
think we all are.
Epic Games.
We are in like peak capitalism now. Like,
oh my gosh, I hate that
super
so much.
rich are like super duper freaking rich. Like, I saw an article and it said something like, it really made me laugh. It was like, 2027 hoping for a space restaurant in the atmosphere of Earth or something. And then the first comment, like the top rated comment or something, was we just want healthcare. Like, it's like this. We're in a dystopia, and like we're just trying to get by, and like these companies they're just genuinely bonkers. But again, you can't, unless you talk with your wallet, and everyone has to do that. It's not going to happen, because that's just not going to happen because of the way everything works. You know, even at the very least, like the amount of content creators, like those people will buy the games. You know, at the very least, that's going to happen. So, it is unfortunately a sad state of affairs in video gaming industry in general. And who was it? I was just going to say, just to finish, because it's quite a sour note. There was the Nintendo guy. That was it. Was it Iwata? The Nintendo... Was he the CEO? I shouldn't. I feel like I should know this. But I remember hearing that the Wii U... when the Wii U came out and the sales and stuff were so bad, I think he cut his wage in half.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. He cut his wage in half to keep everyone else going. Like, that's what you do as a good, like, person that runs a company. Is that, like, if you made those key decisions that led to, for this example, this console being made, that the Wii U, it wasn't great, it did not sell anywhere near what the Wii did, and obviously it wasn't what the Switch was, or is now. So it's like, right, so I'll take the hit personally. You know, I get the bonuses when things go well. You should do the opposite when they don't go well. And you made those decisions. Like you were saying before, Epic Games and their board of directors, CEOs, made those key decisions to, I don't know, collab and spend all of that money on XYZ. It did not do what it should have done. They should be taking the hit. But they take the profit and then just lay off people. And that's the difference. And it's kind of a sad way to end the pod, but here we are, unfortunately.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. I'm going to look at the Epic board a little more closely from now on, and just we'll get back to you if there's any changes or anything like that. But I hope you enjoyed the podcast. A little bit different vibe, but a vibe nonetheless that I enjoyed, Jax. I thought this was a good episode. If you enjoyed it, though, as well, can you please rate us 5 stars? I don't know, maybe on the platform of your choice that you're listening to. If you're on YouTube, you know, if you're not subscribed or you didn't hit the thumbs up, can you maybe, I mean, if you enjoyed yourself, please do.
We would appreciate it. Let us know how much you enjoyed WEEB chat. And if we're gonna do it, if we do it again, so yeah, just let us know. And yeah, we don't like Epic Games anymore. Like it's like Epic Games, and then EA, and then Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, and the list goes on. Video gaming corporations. Oh, it's so bad. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Be more positive next time too.
It will be more positive. More positive vibes. Good vibes. Goodbye.
Good. Bye.
That was a strange ending. That was on me.